Okay, a cup of coffee and a bit of a chill out, eh? And see who comes along. Aha, Carl, there we go. I thought I'd go randomly live to see who would notice, and you noticed, so well done. So, Carl, I'm just here. Well, it's guitars today, so I'm just reviewing what I've done on this track. So I shouldn't say I really like it. I'm indifferent, because you don't want to get too excited, do you? And then start thinking into the future of all the possibilities. But it's coming together quite nicely, and I'm learning a lot about recording guitars. So there's a lot of insight going on here. And one of the things is I just end up doing so many random things, So should we have a listen? We'll have a listen. I'll go from the top. Right, so as you hear, Carl, I'll bore you with some of the details as well. So part of it is I have like what's called an authentic core. Yeah, there you go. This is going to be golden time for you. So I have this thing called an authentic core experience. Okay, so it's what I'm trying to do with music, right? Overall, every track I do has this authentic core experience, and I'm trying to move the listener from a problem state to a desired state, and then you have that the process of that journey in between. And this is reflected through various purposes and stories through my music. So we'll be following this. So my thought, authentic core experience, I actually based very, very loosely sort of on me as a teenager, uncool, not that popular, nerdy, crap at school, okay? But it all added up to this thing, the problem state being isolation. And my kind of process of connecting to the world was done through music, because I wasn't, I have terrible dyslexia, and I have, you might have noticed with my spelling. But with that, what actually happened is when I found early on that I was good at music, then everything was tipped into that one thing, So I just really specialised that and negated anything educational outside of that. Although I did actually end up going to university and getting 2 master's qualifications, and then about to do a PhD, but that's another story. But I did get re-educated through music. But the journey, the problem state, is this one of isolation, and then moving through to aspiration. So I think the aspirational side with me was going to gigs and seeing, well, there was 2 points of aspiration with me, and the first one was Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox at the end, and I thought that's what I need to do, because then I'll be popular and all the girls will love me. And then going to see Yngwie Malmsteen at the City Hall and thinking, right, that's really what I want to do. So it's this, so the journey of this whole thing that I'm doing, or the overall story, although there are stories that operate within that, this authentic core experience, moving somebody from a problem state of isolation to one of aspiration. And aspiration's a good state to be in. Like, some people say hope, don't they? But hope's like hope's sort of, you're just kind of waiting about for hope. But if you aspire to something, you're actually actively doing something about it. And the weird thing about this whole core experience is when you kind of nail it with your music, you find that actually it runs through everything you do in your life. And sort of my work as a musician, and especially working within the health service, is that's what I do with patients. I move them from a state of isolation to one of aspiration, where, through music and building confidence, that they become more confident in connecting with all the other services around them and more open to change. And we can learn all of that from music. Anyway, should we just have a listen to this track? Right, so you got to remember the first bit, the clean guitar bit. I need to do the rhythm bit again, but I'm keeping the clean bit, so it's painfully clean, and I'm keeping it that way because it's a bit like me trying to play sappy ballads in my room as a teenager. And although this isn't produced, so this project where you're seeing the guitars is just a guitar project with like the rough backing track. So this intro will be treated as an old shitty tape recorder. But I've bodged some noise on and some weird 80s background loop to give it a bit of atmosphere. But we'll have a listen. and it just ends like that. So there we go. That's kind of where I'm up to with this. I think one of the interesting things about this little journey I'm going on is it's not necessarily going to be wall-to-wall solos. Um, because, like, you know, I started with synths, and I just think, like, the music that you would call the backing is as equally important as what I'm playing on guitar. So I love that section at the end where the melody stops. And it's got that voyage to the bottom of the ocean sonar beep. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to just go through and work out what needs re-recording here. Because a lot of this I've splurged on guitar, to be fair. Let's have a listen. Just kind of okay. So I'm not sure about that section there. Okay, obviously that section I'm not sure about either. And then that needs swapping out for something else, potentially. Okay. Right. Let's do something easy. Right, yeah, so the trem bar works really interesting, isn't it? Because it was something I wasn't that interested in doing, to be fair. It's something that was a big part of my style as a kid. Because of the sort of, you know, Alan Murphy influence. Probably a bit of Brad Gillis as well. And obviously Steve Vai and Richie Kotzen. So these are all the people who contributed to that whammy thing. But what it does do is this whole kind of, and I wasn't, you know, because I pick as well, I wasn't wanting to go too overboard initially with my playing with the legato thing, but everybody kind of picked up on that, and then I explored it a bit more, and I thought, well, it's pretty good for the style that I want to go, because if I use the legato, especially hammer-ons from nowhere, it gives me a lot of mobility about the fretboard, so I can therefore express myself more easily. But the real truth of the matter is as I'm recording this stuff, there's obviously some link mentally with saxophones, right, in 80s music. And therefore, when I start doing the swami, and saxophone, right, really isn't my favourite instrument, to be honest. I'm not a fan of winds anyway. But as it stands, out of everything I do, for some reason, the thing that sits with the music, like in a really good way, instinctively, is the hammer-ons from nowhere and this whammy bar thing. So making the guitar kind of breathe almost like a saxophone, and then having these legato passages seem to work really well. And it's very difficult to get the kind of picking stuff in there, which is really interesting. So, and I'm not the boss because it's the music, isn't it? So what we're going to do is I'm going to do something. First thing to do in a session really is to like just do something easy. So I love this harmonizer thing. Now, Carl, were you ever a fan of the Smiths? Because I wasn't, right? Well, apart from maybe one song. A bit noisy today, isn't it? But there was a Smiths song that had a kind of harmonizer on it, and I really liked it. It was this like 90s thing, and it was almost sort of electronic sounding. But the Johnny Marr thing, he had like this harmonizer thing, and it's like a bend thing. That's it. And that sounds like it. But it's a great little harmonizer thing. Just I'm not sure about the tuning on it. So I just want to make sure the guitar is in tune. Because I have this terrible habit of getting stuck into solos and just not tuning. And just playing the guitar into the ground. So this is the first job. Right. Right, now what pickup's going to sound best here? So whack that all off. Get the click on. Dodgy finger. It's not coming in exactly where I want it now. There we go. Right. One more time, I just need to get one of them. Timing slightly off. And that's what I want, because I just want all of that natural decay on this. And that's done there. Just going to copy that. I am happy with that now. So yeah, committing to that. Done. That's job one done. Feeling good about that. Alright, let's just do some of this. See, I did a little glitch, didn't I? Let's duplicate. hoping I can just get those 2 notes in. We'll do a bit of a tune. Hey Chris, I'm just in the process of recording some guitar. Shouldn't you be at work? Is it lunch break? Is it lunchtime? Alright, good to see you on here. Yes, the Smith track. What is it? Chris, what is it? Skiving, brilliant. That's the one. What a great sound that is on that guitar. So, I need to repair this. Come on. Right, where am I? What am I doing? There we go. God. Why is it so hard? Might just put that one bend in, you know. Let's give it a go. So I get a good join with that. What am I doing? That's it, right, okay. I don't think this would ever work. Well, let's give it a go. Oh. Right. Right. The harmonizer and the trem, I like the backup vocal sound from the... Yeah, the ooh, that low vocal's really good, isn't it? It's like a funny... I don't know, it's like a really odd thing to put in a track like this, isn't it? So it's weird, like, house soul vocal. Okay, so that's one bit done. Right, that's sorted. Now, put it back to its synthwave colour. Right. That bit's fine. This bit, there's a little bit of a funny thing going on. Of course, I'm not really very warmed up here. Hands are very cold actually. I'm going to get the heater on. And another thing I'm going to use is, where is it? Don't tell anyone, but it does save time. What I will say is I never practice with them or play for pleasure with one or any other circumstance. It's purely to save time. Let's just go around that bit a few times. Shit. Right, how does it save time? Right, the reason it is because I do a lot of hammer-ons from nowhere, and sometimes it's difficult to control all the noise. What I will say is when you're practicing hammer-ons from nowhere, or hammer-ons or anything in potentially, I would give almost equal importance to actually limiting the noise. So in the real world of hammer-ons, so basically no pick. So if you watch sort of lives and stuff like that, I'll do a lot of stuff where I'll play arpeggios, I'll pick them up and then hammer on them all, pull off on the way down. So except I'm not warmed up today. So when you look at something like that, there's a lot of muting going on. So this hand is muting all the lower strings, and the first finger's muting the string above. That's what's going on there, you see. So when I'm warmed up, I mean, that's all hammer-ons and pull-offs. When you're doing the sort of hammer-on only, you can get a really nice, clear sound. So that's why, but it's all muted with this. Now, so I don't have to worry about random noises, because it's impossible to keep it 100% sorted. Just putting this mutes the strings, so I've got this muting everything whilst I do my usual muting with these hands as well. And I just get a little bit more isolation. Yeah, that's it. So I'm feeling a lot more confident with this now. I'll delete that. Let's go for that last one. Felt synchronized. Nice crossfade in there. Cool. There you go, sorted. go for that. Right, I'll jam with that idea a bit. Oh, I started daydreaming. I'm starting to think about what to have for lunch. Why does this always happen when I'm playing guitar? I'm so focused when I'm doing electronic music. Didn't like any of that there. One more time. Okay, so I think there should be just a loop of that I can take. Let's have a listen. That's the one there. Hit the loop. And so that there is going to be quiet though. Okay. Thinking about having a go at that last bend. Kind of chokes out a bit early. I think I need to get the guitar back to the tech. I'm not getting the sustain I want. Right, I'm going to leave it. That's what I'm going to do. Let's do something with the pitch. I've got a plan. Now we're going to do a little trick. Hope this works. Oh, comments. Cool, sweet, brilliant call. Glad you're enjoying it all. Right, gain, transpose. Stick one in there, and then we'll have a listen. That's not quite what I wanted. No, that's all horrible. Right, forget that idea. I'll just crossfade it with that O-pit. No one will ever know. With a natural fade out. And just get that off there. Oh, Jesus. What's going on there? Ah, right, because it's double cross-faded, isn't it? It's not good. So I think I'm happy with that bit. I love that last bend. It really comes from the guts, doesn't it? Right, now, I'm tempted to do an experiment. I think there's going to be two versions of this track, one with the intro and one without, because I fancy getting it signed to a label. So I need to think of... I have to think of a way of bringing it in. done. All right, so at least I didn't miss a morning session. Technically, it's still the morning. It's not my early morning session, but I turned up, which is great. Now it's going to be lunchtime soon, so I'm going to head off. But if anybody wants to have a quick chat or talk about anything about what they've just witnessed, I am happy to answer any questions. And thank you everybody kind of coming along and watching the random YouTube stream. Now I know people kind of turn up. I might just start randomly doing them. What's the radius of the Delos? Don't know, ask Thomas. 4K. I don't know. It's thin, I think. I just went thin. A thin radius. I used to play Ibanez, so it's like that ish. God, I'm terrible with guitars, honestly. I must, like with synths, right? I'm all interested in the tech, right? This is the thing with me. I'm totally interested in all the geeky, nerdy, this bit of gear, that bit of gear. But when it comes to guitars, I just want to get on the thing and play it. But I do know what I like, because I like Ibanez's, so like I thought, right, well, I want something like that, so it's got to be thin. I've got a shred. It's got to have wideish like string spacing on it. I need a trem. I need that goes up and down. And a push pull button with two profiles, because I like the two profile thing, but also like, you know, makes me feel like a big timer. But I'll tell you what I have got on the way today is I'm joining the Quad Cortex gang. So that's going to be arriving, which will be really interesting because where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? What am I using these tunes for? Right, Carl, I am going to do, me and Thomas are doing our EPs. So this is going to be an EP. Well, it'll be an EP's worth of material I will release, except I couldn't imagine me doing it all in one go. I mean, I would imagine maybe an EP will go up on the shop or something like that, and that'll all be kind of together. But I think this is a good point. So I have to build the Hutch brand, don't I? So I'm back to square one. This is another great thing actually to show everybody from the coaching point of view. So I'll be literally starting off with 0 fans or anything or followers, and the strategy will be is I'll just label her. I'll put this track out, and then hopefully a biggish label will take it. New Retro Wave, probably. Hopefully I can get it signed to them. This is The Wish. So I'll send them a nice email with the track, and then hopefully they'll listen to it and they'll go, yeah, we'll do that, which will give me a good boost. And then I can just follow it up with another, I don't know, four tracks maybe. But I'm getting the guitar bug, so that's really good. Cortex is arriving today. I will have to program this myself, so I can't rely on Thomas on this one, because all of his patches are like sort of got a mixture of, so he's very clever at this kind of thing. His stuff's all a mixture of hardware, like sort of pedals and stuff going in, because he's got his like pedal board here, and that's all like interfaced with his Quad Cortex. So there's a mixture of external stuff to that. So I'll do it. I know what I want, so I'll just make it happen. I'll program it. But that should be up and running hopefully for the next lives. You know, because I'll have my usual sound in there. I mean, the first thing I'll program is some sort of like Soldana like for like the software. And I'll have various things on it. So I'll have a couple of variations of that. I'll have one with the Octavator, but I'll have one that's pitch shifted up an octave as well for that kind of tone. I'll have one with a really thick that with a really thick chorus on it. So there'll be like that kind of bass sound, but lots of different stuff. And then some sort of crunchy clean, and then some really, really hyper clean sound. I'm really quite keen on seeing what I can get out of the effects on it. So I don't think there's a crystal, but I'll have some sort of shimmery kind of thing on there as well. Yeah, pedals and software for you. It's a good thing. I mean, like, because I have stuff. I have I have the OC5 now on the floor, and I have the Bogner Harlow compressor, like tone booster, which is really good, and then obviously a tuner. I also got like an Apex preamp as well, which sometimes I just plug in. But that's it. I did have a looper on in the chain as well. Oh yeah, and I've got the Live Logic board. So the Live Logic board. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to have that assigned probably momentary buttons with like really crazy wild effects on it. That's what I'll probably do there. Cool, yeah. Well, post effects, right? So what I've got in my chain, okay, so along the bottom we have the Soldano, my main lead sound, and then we have the so this is like a patch that's slightly modified that Thomas had. So this is like just the standard echo delay that comes with Logic. So that's the echo. Then it's followed up by the Ableton Live, just stock like digital reverb. Okay. So the thing about this reverb, why I like it anyway, is because it's not what you consider a great quality reverb, but the actual decay on it is thick and it's dirty. And what that gives you is this almost like synth-like quality. Yeah, late one, Chili. I just thought I'd randomly come on. Just been sorting, nearly finished the guitars on this track. So it's got a really thick delay. After that, we've got a little bit of this utility. All that is to do with with the gain staging, so I'm not overloading plugins. Then we've got Pro Q3. This is for surgical stuff. So as I go into the mix, there'll be like ringing horrible static frequencies that are coming off the guitars, and I'll hunt them down with that and do these really tight notches. And then we've got the more broadband stuff. So just as standard at the minute, my template. I'm using the Custom Series EQ, which is it's subtle but very, very smooth. And usually I like to get the kind of tone that I'm wanting from the amp. If I'm going to try and, if like the amp isn't bright enough or you know, rather than kind of crank the EQ, I'll probably go to the mics on the cab and try and get high end out of it much earlier on in the chain, because it's just a cleaner way of doing it. And if it's, you know, if it's too bright, then also that would be another thing I would look at. Having said that, these are very subtle boosts. So, and this is this is like very sort of like quite subtle and very, very smooth EQ. It's not like harsh, and it's not like a coloring type of thing, but the curves in it are beautiful. So just that 4K boost brings out loads of detail. That's lovely for sort of a bit of air. Very musical low high pass filter. This one's good for taking stuff away. So you've noticed there, it's like shaved off all of the crap but hasn't destroyed the tone, which is what you want. So that's the sort of pretty much the go-to EQ for me a lot of the time. Other choices in EQ just depend on the material. So if I'm wanting something brighter, duller, or taken away, but I'm wanting kind of a saturated sound to it, then I might go for a Neve sort of EQ. If I'm wanting something that's still saturated but has a certain tone to it, but still surgical and clean, that'll be SSL. So different EQs that I have, like I'll go for different things, although I'm not an EQ expert, but it's the same with compression as well, you know. It's all different various levels of saturation, you know, which is another, you know, I'm a big fan of saturation as well. Right, and then, so I think, is that it? Yes, and then the last of it on every channel I have is, I have this. Filter. Or high pass, so I can make things dull, disappear into the distance, or I can make things just feel much lighter. Bit of a DJ kind of effect, that, isn't it? And then I have the handy volume control. So this allows me just to automate volume without adjusting the master. So I can do volume controls, fade things in, fade things out, but not. But then if I want any overall volume changes, I can still do that in the master rather than going in and having to redo automation again. So that's like just another thing that I have there. So there you go. Yes, it can all be easily set up. You can just go in and automate it all. Yes, yeah. So that's kind of a workaround actually from having to redo your automation all the time, where you just have like this volume. I mean, I had to make these racks. That one I had to make. That one comes from Bassclef, who's an EDM producer. Believe it or not, I did actually get some mix lessons off him once, a while ago. It's very good. That's who said get these headphones. I think that's about it. And then, so I've just really got to decide on what to do with this intro. Definitely an improvement coming in with a main hook. But anyway. I think that's me done for today. Great chatting, everybody. That's it. This track will be finished soon. I'm gonna have to. There's just one tiny little thing I need to review, and that's that last run. This bit here. And that's to do with the actual note groupings themselves and how they're accented. I don't like the picking accent, so because I'm not warmed up, I can't fully do that. The hammer-ons from nowhere. So I just don't want to hear as much of the rhythmic grouping on there. So that's gonna probably mess about with that. But other than that, I think it's pretty much ready. Well, let's hope it gets on RNW. I can see it. I can imagine it. That would be good, wouldn't it? If I could get the first one in there, bang, and then I'll just hit them in succession with multiple tracks, you know. Get the Spotify up, and then hit Spotify with some more tracks. But released, you know, on the label would be the idea. Thing is, you know, I think you all know the story that when I was doing dance music, if you look at Beatport, there's like 122, probably more, bits of stuff that I've done on there as The Rain. And I got addicted. Got addicted to releasing music on different labels. Honestly, if I didn't have a release out, like an EP every month, I thought I was dying. So I just hit all these labels really, really hard, and of course, then when I got like Two Dutch managing me, I was able to sort of like I had even more connections then. So I was just going mental, and I don't know what like possessed me, but I was like, I was told all the time by the guy who coaches me, you want to be setting the label, but I just could not bear like to release something and not have like and have two people listen to it. So I just I smashed out all of these tracks, which resulted in me giving away 40% to the publishing company, and making absolutely nothing off the sales myself, making the label loads of money, and also they take the Spotify as well. So they take your Spotify, they take everything off you. The only thing I got was PRS, with the PRS, and I did get a little bit of money here and there. But it's absolutely disgusting when you think about it, isn't it? I mean, you make all this content, right? You know, if you do a gig, right? You know, like sometimes you have to play for nothing, okay? But when you're in that gig, you're providing all the music, okay? All the content, you're the life and soul of the party. Yet everybody, the bouncers get paid, the bar people get paid, the promoters get, absolutely everybody gets paid. The people who clean the toilets get paid. Everybody gets paid except the friggin' artist. It's nuts, isn't it? But there you go. But that's what you get for being in love with what you do. Punished. Oh dear. But it's true, isn't it? I had tracks being played out in stadium sets. Tomorrowland, right? There I was providing content for A-lister DJs, and bloody hell, everybody got paid. Promoters, the DJ. And there's me providing content for them for free, you know. Never mind, eh? But I learnt loads. And look at me, and because I've learnt lots, I'm going to do it all again. I'm going to start releasing on other labels. But I'm going to limit myself. I'm not going to go crazy. You guys will have to stop me. No, I'll stop myself. So it's going to be an interesting journey, if there is one. It always feels good to kind of, you know, do stuff, doesn't it? But yeah. Alright guys, I'm going to now have lunch. It's been a blast. Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's been a fairly insightful video today, so I think I'll just leave it up on the channel so people can watch my fumblings. You like to keep the band funds, and yeah. It is addictive creating things, isn't it? It's the process that's addictive. It's almost like releasing it. It's like, oh, I've got to justify it now. I've got to put it out there, but it's the process. I just love it. There's like sleep, right? Which is great. And then there's like creating when you're in flow. That's it. Time just dilates. Woof. You don't need anything. So there we go. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.